one. Right, let's check if we're live. Mic test 3. Okay, we are up. Right, so welcome to day 65. Backtesting until profitable. And today we'll be doing forex, and I'll work on C-JPY. So I'd like to do some top-down analysis and analyze how the markets were going so far. First off, I'd like to say like the trend we're in, like overall this is bullish, but you can see here we failed to break above this high, which means that we started some kind of bearish trend in this few weeks that are right here. So this is like some kind of bearish trend, even though it dropped into this weekly order block. So this might be our chance to push higher. So on the daily now, you can see that we were in a downtrend still. You can see downtrend creating breaks of structure and so on. So you might have a retest to this daily order block and then get a drop to the downside. So I would like to mark my POIs on the 4-hour. That's why I first waited. So we've got this last bearish candle here. This will be the one that we hit to before we continue with the trend. So that's the one we're waiting for. And it's also possible that we might also reject on that fair value gap. We are currently at 9, which means new extension is already active. So first off, this is the 4-hour order block. Now going on the 30-minute, can see that we're trying to drop. Well, I honestly would like it to drop, but we still wanted to push and reach that order block above there. So yeah. So 15 minutes, nothing very specific so far. Let's just wait for the you see, create a market shift after taking out this high, and I think we take out any other highs here, just this one. Let's see if we get a retracement. So the 5 minutes is looking nice. You can see we have now clear shifts. Right, you can see now we retrace into this fair value gap here. And on the 15-minute, it's this one. And on the 5-minute, let's see if we reject. Okay, 5:15, and see how clean this rejection is looking. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to take this trade with the stop above the high, and I put it here because this is the first candle of this fair value gap. With this refugee, and the funny thing is that this trade is happening in the silver bullet. So I think we can can drop and target this low as our next draw on liquidity, which is also possible that we might even drop below here. So that for us to reach this order block, would need to at least reach OTE, where OTE is in these zones right there. So going back on the 5-minute, let's take this entry. Risk 1% on it. Okay, this is a crazy stop out. Crazy stop out, but let's see. It looks like we're eventually hit stop, take profit. So you can see market consolidates later on, but I think good trades might be during the Asia session in London. So I'd like to edit the day open. Let me make it midnight. Okay. Next day. So overnight, whoa, You can see how market dropped here overnight, over the night. This is a really nice drop. Wow. So yeah, we weren't wrong on saying that we had to retrace back to OTE, because I think we've already reached OTE of the move, because when I got the 1 hour, is this OTE? I don't think so. It's just the midpoint. Well, not bad. Well, we took out this low here and pushed higher, and on this one, this move is the one that I was saying, from this low here to the high. You can see we already tapped into OTE. It's the one that we opened at. Back on the 15 minute, I still want to target higher. We have equal lows, an extra, a very nice draw on liquidity, so it will be nice if we tapped into it. Okay, this is looking nice. We have this shift. We swept liquidity low there, then we shifted structure, and on the 30 minute it's where it's clear. On the 30 minute you can see it's where we took out these lows, shifted structure, so our retracement will be in this fair value gap here. That will be the one that we're waiting for. Let's go slowly and see how it goes. Okay, we take out the equal lows, and we end up hitting the order block that we're targeting with no entry provided. But why did no entry show up at this time? I actually don't know why, but yeah, maybe you should enter on the inversion of the gap. I don't know, but yeah, this would have been a really nice trade. Going on now on the 1 hour. Would like to see this order block getting rejected. And it's still in the morning. Okay, we get a really crazy sweep of liquidity. I think this was non-farm payrolls here, and very crazy drop on the 15 minute. The 30 minute is absolutely bearish. So there was no trade opportunity there. Let's just go to the midpoint, to the day open. Can see how clean we pushed to the upside. Going on the 4 hour now. You can see we've already passed that order block. We respected it and then passed it, which means when we go on the daily time frame, we might have already started to shift. You can see how all these days was bullish, but it shows that we might have started to shift structure, because we have a change of character, a visible change of character on the 4 hour. You can see these lows we closed above them. Okay, so it's not bad. We just look for now target this buy side liquidity resting here, which is also above an order block, so that will be our next target. So we have a great liquidity pool resting there below these Asia lows. And we'll first take out Asia highs, but we have a really great point of liquidity resting there. Take out the previous day high. We're still bullish. Okay, let's see if we can notice something. We took out the previous day high, then we dropped into this order block kind of structure. Let's see how price reacts there. Okay, market was basically consolidating this day. We end up taking out these lows overnight. So the day open occurs here. Okay, we get a nice sweep of this high, then a shift in structure. No retracement so far. Shift in structure was here and here. But why would we be bearish? Because okay, well, we have some relatively equal lows here, and going on the 4-hour, the only reason to be bearish would be filling these gaps inside here and this one right here. So 15-minute is really looking nice, and maybe take this kind of entry and go back to the 4-hour to see our target. We would like to at least touch this gap right here. That will be our target. Risk 0.5 because we lost the last one, so we cut our risk by half. Did we hit take profit or stop loss? I think it was take profit. We hit take profit very quickly and then flew. And okay, which one was hit first? Let's go to the analytics. Maybe they'll show us something. Where was the trade? It's this one. Huh. It's crazy. Which means this trade hit take profit even though it closed above us. This week is really crazy, but when we go to the 15-minute, you can see that we are having a really nice push to the upside after touching the 4-hour block. So we have a nice sweep, shifts in structure, and inversion, and another fair value gap, which means this is a balanced price range. We can at least return to this level or into this breaker and then look for a buy opportunity. Okay, we drop into the range. I still wanted to touch here at least, because on the 30-minute it would look better. Even on the 1-hour, you can see how the 1-hour is looking on this one. How this crazy sweep, shift in structure, and maybe at least this inversion would give us the entry. So we're in Asia, but we don't drop. I still think we will. So going back to 15-minute, we take out this high. We still have some equal lows resting there. Oh, crazy. Look at this drop at 315. CHFPI was really volatile in these days, and we end up tapping into the gap that I was waiting for. Really crazy sweep, and okay, it has some kind of retracement, but I don't think we have a shift here. You can see like we drop, retrace into the gap real nicely. Wow, how's the 2-minute looking at it? Huh. Well, this was nice, but now let's go to the 15-minute and see. Have an inversion. That's the only place where we might reverse. So I would like to see a reaction off of that inversion that we had marked. Okay, you can see we're rejecting a bit, which means here we can maybe fly with the trend, but due to this volatile movement, I'm not really sure I can trust this, but I just have to read it just for the purpose of, reading price. Let's see how it goes. So it ends up being a stop out, of course. But yeah, which means like after those big price moves, you shouldn't really trust it, because it's maybe aiming for something. And on the daily, I think we see that we might be reacting, on this gap that's inside here, this liquidity void. You can see that I think it was a new day open gap. Day open gap, and see how we're rejecting from it. Going on the 1 hour, our only sole hope left for an entry will be this gap there. So we took out the previous day high, then we dropped massively. So let's wait and see what this news does. Let's see if you can return on this breaker before we buy. The reason I want to buy is you can see that on the 1 hour, for us to sell, we have to reach this gap. So I would like to take a trade inside here, target here, then the next trade on the 1 hour would be the drop, because we have equal lows resting there. Going back on the 15. Yeah, let's see if we can find an entry inside of that range. Okay, we have arrived into this breaker. And we slightly respect it. Okay, these wicks are looking crazy on these lows here. So I'd like to see this low get taken out. Check out these highs. Trips the structure internally here. Retraced into the gap. My target is this previous day low. The reason I took this trade is, this, we want to drop to the downside, and I think we're about, wait, I'm not active at this time. It's 8, which means it's 2 in the night. I wouldn't be active, but I think it's going to drop. Okay, new day has opened. Okay, here might be active now. So we took out this high. Let's see how we react on that. On the high time frame, you can see that we took out this one now, but this level here is a really strong pull of liquidity because you have very strong equal high, equal lows here. It's the one that I'll be targeting. And regarding this one here, took out this low, took out this low here, pushed higher, shifted structure. Did we return into the inversion? Yeah, you can see we returned into this kind of breaker, and then started inversion. We returned into this inversion here. So let's just watch out for liquidity points that will get taken. This did I call it a breaker? Did I call it another block? It's new day open gap has already been used, and we're currently in some kind of, is it another block or I really don't know how to call it. But on the 1 hour we have this nice fair value gap waiting for us. Let's see if we react on it. Okay, 15. Did we tap into the 1 hour fair value gap? Yep, by a small tick. And then we dropped on the next day. Actually it was the next week because that's, you can see that we opened this weekly open. Now we're in the gap. Going on the 15-minute now. I'll just wait for the day open. Okay, we're dropping. As a reaction to that 1 hour fair value gap. Okay, this is a nice drop. I'd like to see maybe a retracement into some kind of breaker inside here. I mean order block or fair value gap. But you can see how cool we rejected that one. And this is also another rejection at 3 exactly, which means I would literally take this entry and our next liquidity pool would be this low here, just there, target there, stop loss like 1 to 2 somewhere there. And 5 minute, how does it look? This is a low probability trade. I didn't want to risk much because I didn't see all my entry criteria confirmations. What are the odds it reverses on us? Phew. It ends up hitting take profit here. So we end up taking out this low there. On the 4 hour, see shift repair has released some really crazy wicks, but this is how it looks on the 4 hour. And after taking out that low, we're starting to do some cheeky business around here, because we took out the low somewhere here. And going on the 5 minute, well, 5 minute is showing some kind of shift because we shift above this candle, and you can see we have a retracement to this order block, 5 minute order block with a nice fair value gap rejection here. So if you get a full rejection of this gap, so if we get a full rejection, okay, looks like we're rejecting it, so maybe we take a long position here, stop loss below this low here of the order block, and our target would obviously be the next liquidity pool on the 15 minute. The next strong liquidity pool is this small high, or even this high above on the 5R, but I don't think we can reach all that far, but let's take the risk and see. So we have a really tight stop loss. That's why this trade is really risky. But we start to get some huge pushes, and stop loss gets hit. So we have taken in profits. Let's see the farthest it reaches. It doesn't even reach 1 to 2, but it gets like 1.5 somehow, which means, let's see, so it's a small retracement and then rejection. Okay, let's see what happens next. We still didn't reach below this low though. This low was kind of protected, and the next high being there. Let's see if we can reach there. Well, the wicks weren't looking really good. Okay, we open at a really crazy point here. Back to the 15 minute. Haven't take profit yet. This is GG is really funny. Anyway, how's GG doing? So what GG is doing, it's normal kind of move. Let's see how this looks like. So on the daily, we go bullish, because you can see we shift the structure. Okay, and after shifting structure, you're having consecutive nice pushes. strong protected low here from New York. I'd like to just get buys before we have a sweep. We shift the structure and got a nice fair value gap here, which will drop to, obviously, if that tap wasn't enough. And on the 15-minute, I have this kind of view. The 5-minute, that's how it's looking like. So I'd like to see a full drop into the gap. Okay, the wicks are looking really crazy. Okay, we get and drop into the gap on the 1 hour. This is really nice, and we haven't took out this high, which means this might be our time to reject and fly. And we can see that we're rejecting so far, so this might be another entry rating here, resting there, and our take profit will be this high. And let's see if we have another drawn liquidity at the higher time frame. So it's just that high, except if we go on the daily to target some other levels. But wait a minute, on the daily we are in some kind of fair value gap, so I really wouldn't take this entry. I'm afraid I don't think I can do this kind of entry. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do this one, because we're opposing the trend, obviously, somehow. Let's see if we hit TP. We don't even hit TP, so yeah, I'd rather not take that one. So we should respect the high time frame POIs. Yeah, that's noted. So I'm trying to look a pair which would work well with the strategy. I want to see a POI, rejection of the POI with providing like an ICT trade. So let's see how that's looking so far on the analytics. I'll continue the session tomorrow, obviously. So we have so far the 50% win rate. Started at 650k, then dropped a bit. But it's because I risked way too much on this trade. It was like 3%. But yeah, so far it's 50%. No worries, we'll see. Stay blessed. Peace.